I would like to spend the next few weeks focusing on preparing for the Seder. One interesting question that always arises when I start to prepare for the Seder is how similar is our Seder that people have been doing for the past 2,000 years to the Seder at the time of the Beit HaMikdash. Now, one interesting difference that you actually find in the Mishnayot between our Seder and the Seder during the time of the Beit HaMikdash is quite fascinating. Did you know that at the time of the Beit HaMikdash, the story of Pesach, the Pesach story that actually takes up the most amount of time during our Pesach Seder, was not at the beginning of the Seder, but rather at the end. They would have a meal, just like any other Shabbos meal. They would start off with Kiddush, Hamotzi, have a wonderful meal. They would then eat the Korban Pesach, and after eating their entire meal on a full stomach, they would then tell the story of how we left Egypt. Today, everybody remembers how we go through the story, and hour after hour, we're starving, we're waiting for Shulchan Aruch, we can't wait, and then finally, after telling the story for a long time, we get to the actual meal. Now, why that discrepancy? Why is it that during the time of the Beit HaMikdash, we start off with the meal and then tell the story, while during our Pesach Seder, we start off with the story and then we go into the Seder? I think that the difference is between the rules of what the story is supposed to pose. Imagine being in the land of Israel during the time of the Beit HaMikdash. Imagine eating the Korban Pesach. The entire nation of Israel is together in Yerushalayim, and they're all sitting there, enjoying what it means to be a free nation. They're experiencing what it means to be a Ben Chorin. They're experiencing what it means to be part of Bnei Israel, part of a nation, together, in their land, sovereign, with the Beis HaMikdash. It's the most incredible experience. The food that they're eating is as exciting as you could possibly imagine. It's a celebratory meal, and everybody feels the atmosphere in the air. At that point, we then explain to our children why we're celebrating. They know, they feel the celebration, they feel the unity, they feel the freedom, they feel the nationality. It's just now we have to explain what it is that went behind this nationality, where we came from, and how we left Egypt. That's what it was like in the time of the Beis HaMikdash. The meal was an expression of our excitement, and then we get into the story of our humble beginnings. Today, we don't have that experience. We sit around the same tables we sit around during every Yontif and every Shabbos meal. However, we have to create a different environment. We have to make sure that our meal this year, Bezrat Hashem, will be in Yerushalayim. But we have to make sure, even if we're not in Yerushalayim, that our meal will become a meal of simcha, a meal of Ben Chorin, a meal of freedom, a meal of being part of the Jewish people. Now, how do we accomplish it? How do we make sure that it's not just like every other Shabbos meal? Well, that's the role of the story at the beginning of the Seder. We tell the story, we go through all the different simanim, we go through all the different parts of the Seder in order to try and create the experience, that same experience that existed naturally for the people in the Beis HaMikdash. We create that experience through the storytelling and through the games and through the simanim and through the arba kosot, and then we make sure that our meal is out of celebration. In other words, the Seder in the time of the Beis HaMikdash was an expression of our freedom. Our Seder today, we have a much harder job. We have to create that sense of freedom through the story and through the symbols, and then go into our meal. Bezrat Hashem, we will feel that camaraderie. And I'm very excited to tell everyone, and invite everyone watching, that this year we have once again that opportunity to sit together as a nation and feel freedom. Yom Yerushalayim, the 50th year of Yom Yerushalayim, is coming up, and we are going all together to Eretz Yisrael to celebrate. On May 21st, we'll be heading to Israel and celebrating everyone in Yerushalayim and actually feeling and experiencing what it means to be a Ben Chorin. Everybody is invited. You can go on our website to check that out, and hopefully both towards being able to create that experience of freedom at the Seder Pesach, as well as in Yerushalayim, everybody will feel like a Ben Chorin and be a Ben Chorin this year. Shabbat Shalom.